So welcome YouTube for another daily cast here. We are late in the night here with a late night stream just before the day of the Shadow Cup here, and we do have Kingdanzz playing against Cyajin, paired with MaderFarmer, and Cyajin is paired with APM. So it will be interesting to see what they decide to go for. Everybody taking greed, taking greed. Oh wait, yes. Let me adjust that. I'm gonna go with that over here. And I'm gonna adjust the UI for you guys also. Let's go to the options. Sorry, we're gonna miss a little bit here, but I do think it will help people better see what's going on in the long run. Here we go. Okay, so now this is bigger as well, but should still be fine. So a lot of information here. Okay, I need to remove that as well. So we're gonna remove the announcement of the Shadow Cup here. Here you go. Now you have all the information that you wanted. Maybe it's a bit too big though. Okay, we're gonna see. Yeah, that's too big here. The wave info is just too big here on this UI. Or is it? It looks good on your screen. Okay, so let's do that. Bone Crusher start from Kingdanzz going 6 worker here. Did receive a 20 on 1. Will he receive another snail here or will it have a skip? We do have also Sky Queen on MaderFarmer. Green Devil start on Cyajin, and a Nightmare start on APM. So no sense here on Kingdanzz, meaning that the 6th worker is unpunished and uh, he is able to generate more Mythium sitting at 6 workers, but it is important that he is able to hold next wave, and he has the answer in the Green Devil, possibly. I'm not familiar with that start. I don't think he reaches it. He might reach it if he gets the 60. Let's see, how much gold is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 remaining. That's 7. That's 28. That's very close. That's 9 gold for the sale. Yeah, he can reach it. I think that's 11. Gonna have the 60, 26. That's a Green Devil here. Oh no, wait, I'm stupid. You need 160, not 120. Yeah, you need 120 if you already have the Gargoyle, of course. But now it's just a Fire Archer. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Kingdanzz going for the Green Devil on the Green Devil. Going on the Green Devil with a Brute on wave 3, but Cyajin going for the Fire Archer should enable him to do pretty well here. But the Brute can be quite problematic here for the Green Devil. Already reduced HP. Was it reduced HP or attack speed? I think it was attack speed that was reduced in the previous patch, meaning that, again, reducing the attack speed even more with the Brute might cause him to leak. The Fire Archer barely taking anything, if nothing at all. And we do have a safe start here on APM with the Butcher on the Nightmare. And it is indeed a small leak from Cyajin, but this Brute was an income for Kingdanzz. So even though oftentimes you don't necessarily want to send a Brute here because it's after income, this one was totally fine because it was before income, you induce a leak, and you are still very high worker. And he is holding as well. The Sen was a Dragon Turtle. And that's because APM was staying low workers. At 4 workers, it's pretty hard to go for a very heavy Sen. And what did I receive here? Thank you for the follow, Poseidon. Poseidon. Yeah, thank you. Hope you enjoy the content. Yeah, so Kingdanzz, since he had a high worker count and he only did the Brute before income, he is able to generate another one, another Brute for wave 4. But Cyajin did already push, and now, as you can see, his value, minus 165, and easy shifting. No, he's gonna go for a second Fire Archer, pulling more of the wave onto the Fire Archer side. I received something else, sorry. I didn't see it. Yes, thanks for the follow, Mayhem Bob. Mayhem Bob. Oh, Mayhem Bob. Yeah, I see it. But even though he had the Fire Archer here higher, it does not allow him to do pretty much better because most of the ways still go on the Green Devil, and the Brute, most importantly, is still alive. So it might still be a leak, but it will be a 8 worker uh, 8 worker push from Cygen. But despite him being 8 workers, you do have Kingdanzz at 7 workers and holding every send that he receives. Yes, he did not receive here, but on wave 3, he did hold, and anytime Cygen leaks, it gives more gold to Kingdanzz. To be more precise, Kingdanzz received a total of 12 gold from the leaks of Cygen from now, even 15. So that's just bonus gold that's going in the pocket of Kingdanzz that he will be able to hold more easily. He has 160 gold here. Very good for him. He has a decent front line here. Could go for the Green Devil for more damage. Or put a Green Devil to protect the Fire Archer behind. That could be very good because you can then split your wave and still protect the Bone Warrior. He's gonna do it, but he's gonna put the Gargoyle far behind. So MaderFarmer did save a long time. Does go for Imps on wave 5. This is a Butcher. There's a Wanderer as well. Does the Nightmare take aggro? The Nightmare is taking aggro, so this will be a leak from APM. But let's look at Kingdanzz. He did push heavily. If he holds that, and only if he holds that, he will be in a very good position in this game. And you see the Fire Archer did not tank anything, but the Dino is distracted. The Bone Warrior is tanking just perfectly to survive. And now it's just a question, can the Fire Archer kill that before? Yes. And so this means the Bone Crusher will be able to hold, and Kingdanzz is very far ahead in this game. He just received a massive send here, and he does not have to be afraid of wave 6 as much. So looking at the leak here from APM was expected due to the Nightmare being sniped, and so Cygen not able to fully cover in the middle because of the high damage of those two imps. And so first king damage towards the side of Cygen and APM. So can they recover from that? That's the question. Kingdanzz still being careful with the worker push, only pushing 2, realizing that he's not he's still susceptible to leak to a resend on wave 6, accepting that fact and pushing carefully. He has a total of 116 gold. What can you do with that? Probably Dark Mage, probably one of the best thing he can do because he wants to buff the damage of the Green Devil, of course. But what is he aiming for? Just replacing the Dark Mage. That's still a valid thing to do because you know that the wave 6 is going on the Fire Archer, and so you just bring it back, protect it a little bit more, cause the wave to go back onto your front line. Well, with this positioning, it's gonna be more walking time, so more time for the Dark Mage to buff. But the idea, buff that Dark Green Devil here on wave 6 for bonus damage. That was pretty much the only answer Kingdanzz had for this wave, and he did not receive a send here. But the one who received a send here is MaderFarmer, and not having the best frontline here means that the Sky Queen will be leaking here. It is only holding if you have a decent frontline for wave 6, meaning swift or natural defense. And so it will be covered in Kingdanzz, but as we discussed, the more gold there is on Kingdanzz, the more dangerous he is. And right now, that's exactly what he's accomplishing right now. He's farming the gold from both the leaks of MaderFarmer as well as the leaks of Cygen and APM. As he's lost 0 gold right now, he is very far ahead in the gold game. And now just a question of what he's going for now. Wave 7, going for the Nightmare, not receiving a cent here, he might be in trouble for wave 8. Let's look at the value here. The value is only minus 35 here, so he does have a decent chance to hold wave 8 as well. But on wave 8, it will probably be a pack leader. Why is pack leader that strong? We will come back to that because this send is quite massive. This is a mimic sent by Kingdanzz. That was a long save by him to try and protect himself on a weak wave. But he is still able to be ahead in workers, ahead in value because of what we discussed previously. And look at this mimic, just farming gold for him. Every time it kills a target, it gains plus 3 gold for you. And with all those low HP units, there's more likelihood for it to last it. And you see those 3 Fire Archers gave plus 3, so that's plus 9 here. We did see the Green Devil as well. Might have been one of the two Also, and so a total of 15 gold gained by that mimic alone, just due to this passive. So that's a brute. You've gained a brute here, an income, just because of that mimic. Yes, Polly, I do have two sombreros nearby. Um, and so now we do have a leak. That's more gold even. Every leak that Kingdanzz and MaderFarmer are able to cause, the more they are able to gain an advantage and survive the long save happening right now onto Kingdanzz, made by APM. And so, looking at this, Uh, it looks like Cyanogen and APM realizes they are behind and they need to make something happen. But look at this. Kingdanzz was minus 35 last wave. He's now plus 5. Look at all the value he gained just from those leaks. And now, no sense here, but he does have the Fire Lord. The Fire Lord will tank quite a lot here, but there's a lot of support behind it. So that might mean that on wave 9, it might survive still. And if the Fire Lord survives on wave 9, it does insane amount of damage, and that might be the difference maker between a leak and a hold. Meanwhile, on the other side, APM is still looking strong with a Butcher, with Nightmare, so despite the income sense here, should still be fine. And the Fire Charge spam here from Cyanogen, really emphasizing to the early game and wanting to go for a big leak early. Gaining that advantage back is essential here. APM with the Centaur, though. That is quite a crucial one, but the Centaur is going on the side here, not on the Fire Lord. So that can be a very good difference maker. The Fire Lord should be full tanking. Maybe that Alpha Male comes picking some Carapace, but now the goal here is just to have Kingdanzz have this Fire Lord survive. So this is the most crucial wave here. If this Fire Lord dies, there's very little chance for Kingdanzz to hold. And look at this. This Alpha Male does tank. I think this Alpha Male does tank. No, it does not. It's just fully tanking by the Fire Lord. And now you have only the Cleave attacking it. And so it just remains low mana. And so massive damage. That's what we discussed here. He's able to clear everything. And here, the full damage is going on the Alpha Male. But as we discussed, this is very low damage onto the Fire Lord. And it's dealing damage. And it's going to be a hold here from Kingdanzz. And MaderFarmer not able to hold, but perfect positioning on the Fire Lord here from Kingdanzz, surviving just perfectly, just at the end of wave 9. So crucial hold from Kingdanzz, still no leak here, and so as we discussed, going further and further ahead of everybody else in this game. So now there's very little chance of having Kingdanzz leak, because he has snowballed his lead. He had a very risky start, and was able to use that advantage that he generated through holding, greeting, and leaking the opponent. But perfect positioning here from Kingdanzz. I was unsure about the Fire Lord surviving half the wave, but we discussed about the support being massive here, and it was just the right amount to let the Fire Lord tank have the wave survive and deal massive amount of damage while receiving the cleave of the Centaur, just enough to just keep his shield down. And now on this wave, bringing the Bone Warrior up just to let the Fire Lord tank before all of his DPS. So that's just insane knowledge here from Kingdanzz. Perfect positioning, knowing his build inside out, able to push those workers aggressively, and just taking the lead from that. Alright, so now we do have the wave 11 Sen. Kingdanzz not bothered too much here to leak Cyanogen. Knows that he has the board, know that he has the front line, and so just accepting the fact that he has a strong setup for this wave with the Fire Archer's magic damage, and just waiting for a little bit longer to leak Cyanogen. On the other side, we do have MaderFarmer trying to leak the Doppel here on this wave. There is Punch Up. Uh, there is Punch Up in the game. Now that's going to be tricky because I need to have the big sombrero as well. So we're going to do that. So yeah, now we see in all my beauty with the sombreros. Is the little one visible? Yeah, okay, it's good. Alright, so we do have Saiyajin still pushing to 16 workers due to the income send of Kingdanzz. Does go for the pulverizer, so he does have good defense on wave 13. And wave 13 is still pretty good also for the double. It has life still, so they need to reach 15 for some reason. Uh, no, not some reason. In some manner, they need to reach wave 15. But here, that's what we called here, knowing how to close out the game here. Saiyajin pushing heavily here. Hey there, Lalash. Sombrero on the sombrero and on the sombrero. Yeah, but that's the only two I have. I have the small one and the big one. How are you doing, Lolash? I'm recording for YouTube, but that's totally fine to interact with chat as well. Glad to see you here. But yeah, so that's what we talked about closing out the game. They recognize that the Doppel is weak on wave 20, so they need to push aggressively to try and resend on wave 14. So I would not be surprised to see a Saiyajin to push to no send here uh, on wave 13 to try and break MaderFarmer on wave 14, especially seeing the Hades here. But let's see how the stand is going here. You have the Doppel, you have the Fire Lords here, and the 4i will not be enough here. The Doppel is still very healthy here. Does it have lifesteal? No, it doesn't have lifesteal, but the Pulverizer on it and the Fire Lord just taking the 4i forever. Just a perfect thing for Kingdanzz here. And so Kingdanzz holding yet again, so another leak again, and pulling ahead. But as we said here, Saiyajin pushing to Nosen, and APM pushing to Nosen. They recognize 14 is the play. They need to have the Mythium necessary for 14. They have very low Mythium right now, but they are able to push those workers anyhow. You have a protection on 14 with the Great Boar, sorry, and also the Millennium with the Doppel. So that will be very interesting. It looks like with the push to no send, that is the solution that they've decided for. But let's see. We do see the egg here on King, so that might hurt him on his hold on wave 14. The Fire Lord poor damage on wave 14. We do also have Hades poor damage on wave 14. So let's see what will be the call. So here on wave 13, you do see again the Fire Lord tanking everything. So that might hurt him on wave 14 as well. So we're gonna see. I do think the play here would be to put a Centaur here, but it's just you cannot put a Centaur on that side. So let's see what will be the play. You do have the 14 cent from Saiyajin Pack Leader going up for Saiyajin, meaning that they will indeed send here with the intention of ending the game. But Kingdanzz will surely feel strong here, only sending exactly enough in income to get the Phoenix here, exactly enough to get it. So that is a massive, because now we know that with this logic, the Phoenix is tanking half the wave. And so if it is tanking half the wave and the Doppel does enough damage and the Phoenix survives, that's where the Phoenix does the most damage. So very, very good positioning here and good support behind it. But it's just a question that you need to let this Phoenix survive. So that is again the crucial part. We do see here poor front line, but good damage in the Sky Queen on wave 14. But two LODs and the Hades, that is not the best damage here. So that might be a leak on MaderFarmer. So here you see tanking half the wave, staying low HP due to the lizard here. So low mana means high damage for the Phoenix. And look at how healthy it is. And that will be massive. Look at the Doppel, still full HP as well, dealing a damage. And oh no. Okay, sadly enough, the Doppel is tanking before the Phoenix, but the wave is almost dead, and the Phoenix can deal with the rest here. But will he be able to cover the middle? Looks at the sand here. We do have 4 larvas. That is not lethal. That will be a cover, a partial cover at least. And we do have the Phoenix from Kingdanzz holding. And he's pushing aggressively now. We do have the aggressive push. He does recognize the power of the board. And we do have to see a wave 15 send now. So as we said, not covering all, there was a massive, pretty big leak, sorry, not massive, pretty big leak on MaderFarmer. and so he was able to uh, get some king damage, but that's not enough gold for Saya and APM to hold. So thanks for the follow also, Dino. And hey there, Paro, just saw you. And yeah, yeah, it's. I know it's quite a hard time for you, Lulash. I heard it in your streams. I do hope everything's sorting out in the end. Uh, and yeah, I wish you all the best. And I hope to see you back to streaming. I really love staying in your stream. Fire Archer spam is a thing in the early game. It does a lot of base magic damage in the early game, but follows up very heavily in the late game. But let's see how he does against the Kraken from Kingdanzz. It is massive sense here. We did have income sense, but they do not matter here, I do presume. The Phoenix. Oh my, what is this Phoenix positioning from Kingdanzz? Just tanking perfectly half the wave and just helping kill the boss a little bit more. That's insane. And we do see here the Arc of Dusting doing pretty well for Saiyan, and the Fire Charge still alive. It's now targeting the boss. It's gonna stun it a little bit, but this is a massive leak from APM. The Shaman's going through is not a good sign, especially when sitting at 54% HP. The two boss go to the king. The Shaman is there. That is enough to be lethal. And they take the game here, Kingdanzz and MaderFarmer. But what a positioning showcase from Kingdanzz. That was insane building, especially that Fire Lord. The Fire Lord built on wave 8, we questioned it a little bit because it was very far in front, but just proved us wrong on wave 9 by making it tank but barely survive and just dish out the damage against the centaur that was necessary to hold. So very impressive stuff, but let's not forget MaderFarmer also receiving a big send. And considering that he had Harpy plus Leviathan on wave 9 with not the greatest front line, did clear most of the wave here. And so that enabled them to not take too much king damage. And so was crucial for them to stay relevant in the game and not let Saya and APM go too far in front due to the king damage they take. But the holds from Kingdanzz were the crucial part as well to be able to do that. So on that, I'm gonna say thank you YouTube for watching and see you next day.